Hello, friends. We're back. This is Sarah Stoddard, mediocre sound technician and video creator, happy mother of 6, grandmother of 5, and fantastic marriage and family therapist. Today, it's all about boundaries. How do I recognize a boundary? What is a healthy or unhealthy boundary? Those are the questions we're answering today. So what is a boundary? Well, you know, countries have boundaries, right? They define where one country ends and another country begins. Well, likewise, people have psychological boundaries that define where one person ends and another person begins. Our psychological boundaries contain things like our emotions, our thoughts, our bodies, our likes, dislikes, our dreams, our strengths and weaknesses, our successes, our failures, and we each have our own. They do not belong to any other human on the planet. Believe it or not, all healthy relationships have people involved who own and maintain their own boundaries and don't invade anyone else's boundaries. On the flip side of that coin, all unhealthy relationships contain people who invade other people's boundaries or allow someone else to invade theirs. So what is a boundary invasion? Well, here's an example of a minor boundary invasion. Have you ever known someone who they saw that you were sad and insisted on cheering you up and not letting you just feel what you feel? That's a minor boundary invasion because they are trying to own your emotions. Or when somebody interrupts you or finishes your sentence for you, they are trying to own your words. That's a boundary violation. How about when someone tries to take over your project because they want you to, quote, do it right? That is a minor boundary invasion. On the other end of the spectrum are the major boundary invasions. So those are things like stealing, trying to own someone's property, or sexual assault, trying to own someone else's body. At the extreme end would be murder, trying to own someone else's life. There's a common thread in all of these, minor or major boundary invasions, always include the problem that someone is trying to own someone else. We don't own people. We own objects. Therefore, when a person tries to own another person, they're treating them like an object. No wonder we hate having our boundaries violated. And no wonder we love it when someone respects us, because they're treating us like the priceless human being that we are. The good news is that maintaining a boundary is a skill. And skills can be learned and relearned. In fact, most of us spend our lifetimes honing this skill because relationships matter. So how does someone own themselves? One great place to start is learning to own your own emotions. Start recognizing when your body is having a reaction to something. Things like tightness, pressure, numbness, knots in the stomach, those kinds of things are data. And we can use this data to know that we are having an emotion. So when you feel something in your body, notice it, own it, name it, that's your emotion. I'm going to give you a list of some other things you can do to start kind of noticing and building your own boundary. The first one is practice making your own decisions independently, and practice letting other people make their decisions without you. Start noticing when you are trying to control someone, or notice when someone is controlling you. Accept that your quirks are part of you and they are okay. Pay attention to whether you are blaming other people for your mistakes. Notice when you're doing other people's tasks for them. Let your hopes and dreams matter. Let other people's hopes and dreams matter. Dress to please yourself. When you try a new food, movie, podcast, decide whether you like it based on your own reaction, not someone else's. In other words, be your own influencer. Spend time and effort getting to know who other people really are. When you offer to help or give money, remember to only do it when you can afford it. Call it out when someone tries to own your boundary, and accept it when someone has an opinion that's different from yours. So here's a list of some things. It's sometimes hard to look at a list of things and realize I don't know how to do these things. I just feel stuck. And if you feel that way, it's possible that you're dealing with some trauma, either large or small trauma, that's making it hard for you to set boundaries and own yourself. In that case, consider whether a therapist might help you to move forward and get out of a place where you're allowing yourself to be treated like an object, or even worse, acting like you are an object. Wholehearted living starts with healthy boundaries. Remember, owning yourself means not disowning yourself. Don't disown the uncomfortable emotions or mistakes or quirks, dislikes or successes. Don't try to deny them or hide them. These are part of you. And living wholeheartedly means living with all of you. I think you'll find as you start to own your boundary that you'll see shifts in the way that you interact with people. You'll notice you're more authentic with other people and with yourself. You may get better at keeping promises you make to yourself. You may be able to give and serve with a more open heart instead of resentment. You'll get better at giving and receiving love, and most importantly, you'll learn who you can trust. You'll get a good sense of that. And you'll learn that you can trust yourself.